So we opened down, which is what everybody's been wanting. Nobody likes this open up and then droops in the middle of the day, but it was down for all of 30 seconds or so. We're about even on the advanced decline line. Let's take a look at sectors. Even tech, which was down, doing a little bit better right now. Consumer staples is leading. Of course, that has been the lead for most of the month. Retail started positive and it's just reversed. Financials held up fairly well. Tech was negative at the open, as was communications. Remember, the communications is Netflix, Google, and Facebook. And that was originally dropping it now. Energy is doing okay, even though crude is down about 2%. If you take a look at the FANG names, all of them were negative at the open. They're a lot better than they were. Apple's still positive, but Amazon, Netflix, Alphabet, all to the downside. Again, off of the lows at the open. And what we're seeing now is the downside of the mega big cap stocks because they distort the indexes. People have been asking about this, don't these FANG stocks show up in a lot of these indexes? And it depends on which ones you're talking about. Yes, on the ones that are most heavily weighted towards tech, they do. The Invesco QQQ, about 37% of that by market cap is the 5 FANG names, and that's a big one. One of the bigger ETFs that's out there. There are other smaller tech ETFs that have significant weightings as well. First Trust Internet, that's FDN is the symbol there, about a third. You notice these are about the same. And the iShares North American Technology, that's IGM is the symbol for that. That's also about a third. Now, if you take a look, guess what? No surprise, these three ETFs, heavily weighted in FANG, are all down about the same this month. 12%, 15%, 14%. Let's not quibble about a point or two. They're all down because of their overall exposure to FANG stocks. But remember something. These FANG stocks have gone through the roof. The NYSE has a futures FANG index, which is a basket of the 5 FANGs, as well as 5 other stocks, including Alibaba, in the last 5 years or so. And that has gone dramatically to the upside. You're looking at a 1 year, but it's essentially up 100% in a little over 2 years, 2.5 years or so. And you see it's coming down here in the last couple of months. So don't be too shocked by the fact that some air is coming out of this market when you have an index that's up more than 100% in 2 years. Here's the problem with the stock market right now. The market cannot figure out what the 2019 numbers should look like. So, for example, we are expecting 10% earnings growth in 2019. Put that up there. That's the consensus number right now. The forward PE multiple right now is 14.8 on 2019 numbers. Folks, it was 16.5 a month ago. The multiple is an indication, a multiple is what you're expecting earnings growth to be in the near future, usually 1 year out. When you drop like that fast, it's a way of the market telling you they don't believe that the future earnings multiple or the number of 10%. The market is acting like we're going to have 0 to 5% earnings growth in 2019. And that's what everyone's trying to figure out. So guidance is very important. Now, unfortunately, there's not a lot of companies giving 2019 guidance. There are analysts who are making estimates, but today Arconic beat. They raised their full year guidance. This is for 2018, unfortunately. They're in line with the consensus. Masco missed and lowered the guidance slightly. They were talking about commodities and logistics cost pressure, but Masco's been so beaten up, the guidance wasn't as bad as people thought. The stock's actually up, even though in theory it's not good news. Tapestry beat, but they dropped the lower end of their guidance again. That stock's been badly beaten up on tariff concerns. It's trading up, even though theoretically their guidance is lower. Pfizer came out, they beat, but their guidance was okay, a little bit higher. But Pfizer's had such a big move this year, it's down. Coca-Cola, they affirmed their guidance, and you can see it's basically on the flat side. So the bottom line is this: very difficult to read the tea leaves right now, very difficult to figure out the guidance, and a lot's going to depend, of course, on what we're doing for things like China and overseas earnings. Right now, the Dow sitting there just off the highs for the day. Carl, back to you.